I think when you're doing something that you really always dream to do, it's just fantastic, and yeah, it's difficult to explain, to be honest.
Brazil's Felipe Massa is one of a handful of drivers to have started over 250 Formula One races. He'll add to that total this season after the 35-year-old reversed his plans to retire in favour of another season in motorsport's premier category.
I think the speed you always have, since you start in Formula One, the speed is always there. But I think maybe with the experience, it's just helping to be more consistent. It just helps to understand things before it happens.
15 years at the pinnacle of motorsport has left the Brazilian with plenty to ponder. Now in the twilight of his career, Massa has a chance to reflect on his achievements in the sport that he loves, and it all started as a gallivanting rookie at Sauber.
Well, for sure in Sauber it was, everything was starting, so I was still very young. I was still learning a lot, which is pretty normal with the young guys. Definitely if you are starting Formula One when you are 20 years old and you have already the experience, would have been the best. But that's impossible, so it was for sure a great experience, great learning experience in Sauber, and I had really a big opportunity to go to Ferrari.
Massa made the move to Ferrari in 2006, taking the seat from countryman Rubens Barrichello. But it was to be another experienced campaigner who would end up taking Massa under his wing, perhaps the greatest of them all, 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher.
I think it was like a dream, moving to Ferrari to race with Michael Schumacher, which was like a teacher for me, so which I had to learn a lot at the beginning. So in the first half of the season definitely was like a big learning moment, but I would say maybe in the second half of the season we were really competitive, managed to win 2 races, many pole positions, so it was definitely amazing, to be part of Ferrari for very long, 8 years, 9 with 1 year that I was test driver, and also racing and working with amazing drivers, like I said, Schumacher and many others.
Just 24 at the time at this point, Massa had plenty to prove, but his patience paid off, and winning in Turkey, his first ever Grand Prix victory, would go a long way to calm the nerves in what was his maiden season with the Scuderia.
Well, Turkey 2006 was a really nice race for me, so I managed to be on pole position, and Michael was very close to me, second place. Then the beginning of the race, maybe after 9-10 laps of the race, we had a safety car and we had to stop both cars together, so he was behind me, so we stopped together, and then he just lost his position to Fernando Alonso. And then I was first, Alonso was second, and Schumacher was third, so I had somebody in the middle that he just helped me to pull away, and he couldn't overtake Alonso, so I was a little bit scared that maybe if he was second, the team would have asked me to let him by. It didn't happen, so it was really my day. So I just made a perfect weekend, fantastic race, and also the first win. I mean, the first win is something that is really amazing feeling. It's just like, okay, I won the first race in my career in Formula One, and that really is like a dream come true.
But the pride of winning in Turkey was not to end there. The final race of the 2006 season was Massa's home Grand Prix, and it was a moment to savour as Massa won the hearts of his beloved nation.
I think for Brazilians, winning at home is like to win the championship, So I won the last race of the season, starting on pole position, in the place that I grew up there. So I grew up in Interlagos, in the other side of the wall that we call, which is the go-kart track. So you always dream to be in the other side of the wall, to race like race cars, and then the dream is to be a Formula One driver. The dream is to maybe be able to win in Brazil in front of my people, and yeah, really, it was a big dream, definitely.
2 years on from winning in Brazil, Massa would win again at his home track, though this time victory would be bittersweet. He won the race, but lost the war, missing out on a world title by just 1 point to 2008 championship rival Lewis Hamilton.
I was really happy for what I did. I mean, I just started on pole position, I win the race, the quickest lap, so I was fighting for the championship and I won. So I was not depending on myself anymore. So I was depending on the, Hamilton, that he had a little bit more points than me. So I did my job. I did everything I could do in the best way I could. Better than first, it doesn't exist. So I think that helps definitely a lot to accept, what's happened.
And accept it he did, but it was to be a defining moment in Massa's career. In front of his home fans, Massa had effectively won the World Championship for just a few seconds. And though a wave of excitement echoed around the circuit, those within the Ferrari camp were wary not to celebrate too soon.
For sure I was waiting because, it was raining, raining was getting heavier, some cars was on the dry tire, some other cars was on the wet tire, so you're waiting until the last moment. So I was not celebrating until I got the message, so I didn't get the message. The message was a little bit different than everything that was happening before this checkered flag.
Standing on the podium after the race, Massa's graceful demeanour in defeat endeared him not only to the Brazilian fans, but to the entire Formula One community.
I always try to be fair, and I always try to do what I believe is correct. So I think nothing was really planned before, so everything was just natural. And I think when you're just doing what your heart is saying, or in the natural way, yeah, it's definitely the right thing to do.
By the time 2009 came about, many believed it would be Massa's year, but a scary accident in Hungary left him fighting for his life.
It was a difficult moment that I had in my career. Big accident that I had to stop for a long time. So I lost maybe the second half of the season, and until the doctors were saying that I was ready to come back. So yeah, it was a difficult time, but in a way it was not my day, or maybe it was my day, but then I was lucky to be normal. I mean, to be able to race again and to really carry on having my life. So that's really lucky moment that I had. And yeah, I'm still here racing and enjoying, having an amazing, wonderful life. So I am really lucky.
Lucky to be alive, he remained undeterred. His positive outlook continued to be an inspiration to fans and drivers alike. And although his injury was a blow to his chances of winning a championship, Massa is adamant it never impacted on the fighting spirit of the daredevil inside.
I think on this sense it didn't change, because you are racing, you are taking a lot of risks all the time, in all the different situations, in the rain, or maybe when you really try to overtake somebody, you need to risk, which I did, a lot after I came back to race again. Maybe the only thing that it changed is that I really respect more our life. You never, before the accident, you never believe things will happen to you in the negative way, But then when, have a big accident like that, you understand that things can change really like this with all of us, and so definitely I respect more our life, not just from me, but from other people.
Massa's comeback saw him become something of a cult hero, especially to those who supported Ferrari. His passion and guile, as well as his Italian roots, would see him enjoy a special bond with the Tifosi, the famous fans of the prancing horse.
I think I am very Italian, so my family is Italian, so the mentality is at my house. My family house is, since I was a kid, it was very Italian. So I think the Brazilians and the Italians, they are very similar. The way they are, very open, talking a lot, and very close as well. I moved to Italy, I was 18 years old. So the first language I learned was Italian. So to race for Italian team, it was definitely really nice to be part of it. And yeah, I am still really in the similar mentality, you know. But yeah, things change, and it was really amazing also feeling when I moved to Williams.
Massa made his move to Williams ahead of the 2014 season, partnering Finnish driver Valtteri Bottas and ultimately joining a long line of Brazilians to have passed through the British team.
We had many Brazilians racing for Williams, you know, starting with Carlos Pace, but then we had Nelson Piquet that won many championships for Williams. Cannot forget Ayrton Senna that had this very big crash here in this team, and also so many other Brazilians that he raced for Williams. So I was always big fan of Frank Williams. So I'm really proud to be part of his team, but also to be part of his history. I think Frank is a big racer, and he just built his team. He just managed to get the right people around in all of the different areas, win many championships. Yeah, he's really a nice character as well.
Though Sir Frank remains the heartbeat of the team, day-to-day duties have been passed to his daughter Claire, ensuring the legacy of an organisation for which racing very much runs in the family continues into a new generation.
It is a very family team, so it's a team that they really are close to you, that they really respect you, that they really want to be part of your life. So being inside the team that they respect you and want to have you inside the family, together with your family, so that's really a nice feeling.
But success wouldn't come easy. Massa had joined a team in transition, and his experience would prove crucial in helping them return to the Formula One podium. There would be many memorable moments, starting with a surprise front row start in Austria in 2014.
We cannot forget the pole position for Austria 2014. That it was really amazing to be on pole, not for lucky, you know, for really a great lap.
It was to be a catalyst in the resurgence of the team. Massa watched on as teammate Bottas took 3 consecutive podiums that year. But his time would come, and he would go on to score podiums at a number of tracks, including consecutive podiums at his adopted home, Italy's Autodromo Monza.
Podium in Italy is really a fantastic feeling. Everybody likes screaming my name. Then I have the podium in Brazil, end of 2014, which was really a fantastic time. And I would say the podium in Abu Dhabi, which was the last race for 2014, that we finished 2nd and 3rd. So it was the best race for Williams since I am racing for the team. And then I had again the podium in Italy in 2015. So definitely I would say all of this was really a great and a fantastic moment.
At the end of 2016, Massa announced he'd be retiring at the end of the season. The penultimate race of the year, the Brazilian Grand Prix at Interlagos, would be the setting for his swan song. Though the race itself ended in disappointment, an early departure ultimately proved the opportunity for fans and peers alike to say goodbye to one of their racing heroes.
Definitely, you know, the feeling that I had from the fans, it was just amazing. But I think the feeling that I had from the people, you know, when I was walking, you know, in the pit lane, and then I just saw everybody coming out from the garage. For sure, teams that I raced for, which was Ferrari and Williams, but also Mercedes, that is a team that I never raced. And for me, that really shows that people really respect you, you know. It's just the love that I felt in that moment that definitely I will never forget in my life.
The response from the paddock in Brazil spoke volumes of the love felt for him by the Brazilian people. But Massa is unassuming when it comes to comparing himself with the nation's great champion, Ayrton Senna.
Well, I think Ayrton Senna was really the best driver in the world. It's also true because we had Ayrton Senna, everything is a little bit more difficult after. But I mean, I have a lot of love from my people in Brazil. It's always great when you see the people treating you, like a piece of your country. That is really a great feeling.
Nico Rosberg's surprise retirement at the end of last year meant that Massa's own retirement plans would be short-lived. After much speculation, Bottas made the move to Mercedes, leaving Williams with a spare seat with the Brazilian's name on it. Massa would not be calling it a day after all.
Well, it feels that I didn't stop, to be honest. So here we are, going for another season, for Williams. I really hope we can have a good season. And it is a team that I really enjoy to work for. And I'm really proud to be part of this team, and I'm sure they really enjoy also me to be here, to be part of this team. I just follow my heart, and yes, here I am, really motivated, training really hard, and the feeling is that, nothing really changed, to be honest.
15 years and over 250 races later, Massa is now one of the veterans on the grid. His outlook may have changed somewhat, but his appetite to win remains as healthy as ever.
With your experience, it just helps. You understand things that it will happen like that because you passed already and you made already that mistake before. Maybe it can be that amazing lap in the qualifying. Maybe you were better in the past, maybe not, you don't know. But I think maybe if you really put everything together with your experience, I think you're better.